Hey guys, so Shang-Chi, if I'm saying it right, movie review. I am in Arkansas right now visiting the Hot Springs National Park, so that's why I'm doing a vlog style review. But I got to see it in here in a theater around here, the VIP theater. Got recognized, so it was really fun that people were watching the show. Okay, so what did I think of the movie? It was freaking awesome. I love kung fu films, and this film does everything that I wanted from a kung fu film. The action, right? The first thing is like, look, if you're gonna introduce, an Asian star into the Avengers universe, and you're gonna do that kung fu style with a little bit of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and the culture and the music. Oh, it was just done, in my opinion, the best way that they could. There's, and I think it honors, the source material and the culture. Um, the music was beautiful. The fight action scenes, that bus scene alone is worth the price of admission. The guy reminds me of Jackie Chan so much, using his environment, not really wanting to fight, being such a nice guy and just a genuine cool person. And that is another thing I didn't say. Aquafina, I thought that she would be annoying as hell. She was not. She was totally awesome. This bond, as surprisingly, the film is not just Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi and his friend, Aquafina, the character that she plays. And there is another character who actually factors in, somebody within his family that, I don't want to spoil, we'll talk about it in the spoilers, but that factors into the story a lot more than I thought they would. And let's talk about the villains. The villains it was great. The Mandarin, who we all thought was this fake Mandarin, and Ben Kingsley and Iron Man. A lot of people said, "Oh, they screwed it up" or whatever. They totally made up for that in this film. I don't want to spoil anything, but they totally make up for that in this film with a great premise. And so the villain himself is actually Shang-Chi's father, and I think that just works so perfectly because it's like you can see that there is love in him, and it's not just a villain where it's like just complete evil and wants to take over the world and all this. In fact, I was wondering, I was like, wait, if he has the 10 rings and he has that much power, and we see some flashbacks of him in these like huge action sequences with the arrows blotting out the sun, I was like, why hasn't he tried to take over the world and stuff? It's like he kind of stopped. There's a reason for it. Because of who he meets, and so I don't want to ruin any of that, but I kind of have to, because it's his mother. The mother character just adds a new dimension to this villain, and the way they first meet, it's like they're fighting, but yet they're dancing. Oh my God, the choreography in this film was amazing. Like, I can actually see what was happening. And so often in these types of films, you can't see the action. You can tell that it was done amazingly. Oh, sorry about that. Hopefully I have enough time. But yeah, so all the characters were amazing. The fight action scenes were great, and I thought it was doing justice to the source material. And I don't know, it's maybe Chinese Disney dipping into that market. Maybe will it be successful in China? I don't know, but what I do know is that I think it does it justice. There's dragons. There's this sort of creature. It's kind of, I do want to say that it kind of devolves into a little bit of a CGI fight towards the end, but there was no other way to do it, because you have these really fantastic magical creatures in this film, and I think you're really gonna like the designs. I really like the designs of it and the idea behind it. Now, how this factors into the greater MCU, I don't know how they're gonna do it. It would be a damn shame if it was off on its own, and then they never really talk about where his mom comes from, and these 10 rings and that. But I do think they have a plan, because there are 2 stingers in this film towards the end. that definitely should stay for, and it almost seems like they might be able to get a Disney Plus series out of it with this other character. But let me just say up front that I freaking love this film, and I have to kind of taper my excitement because I want to give it a 9 out of 10. And I'm trying to look for reasons why I didn't like it. Just the characters are so damn likable. And Aquafina and Shang-Chi himself, and even the villain and his sister and his mother. It was just a great film. So I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. Screw it, because that's how I feel. That's how I felt. The action was wonderful. There's a big battle at the beginning. There's a big battle at the end. And the CGI was well done. A big, huge monster fight CGI at the end would be the only knock I can give it, but not really, because it's the only way you can do it. And I like the fact that the culture and the imagery is just so well integrated into the film. They don't shy away from that. They use plenty of the language as well. There's subtitles for everybody to read. It just felt wonderful, and I hope they continue to do that character justice. Never heard of Shang-Chi, never read a single comic book of his lore. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Iron Fist and the city he comes from and all this other stuff, but after this film I was like, man, I'm on board. I want this actor to be like the next Jackie Chan, and him to factor in his kung fu and his choreography for the fight scenes are fantastic, and they need to keep that up. Bring the same person who helped with that onto the future films and the Avengers. I don't know. Is he going to use kung fu on Kang the Conqueror? I don't even know how that works, but yes, I would like to see that. And I actually want to see more. I just want to see a sequel. I want to see more of these characters since I like them so much. So that is my review for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It is a fantastic action movie, and I think you will like it very much. And then I will go ahead and do a spoiler section here for those of you who want spoilers. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys. Okay, well, let's see. I got some time. I could just do spoilers right now. So, Shang-Chi, he gets his rings from his dad by the end, using kind of his mother's wushu magic. She's got kind of her own fighting style. She's really the only person that could kick his father's ass, and that's awesome that the mom can kick the father's ass with her kung fu. She guards this particular city, Tai Lao, something like that. I don't remember the exact name of the city. We'll just call it the Magical City. And it is freaking awesome. They've got like fucking burning phoenixes. They got those like lion type creatures that look so awesome that you would see like in a Chinese restaurant or something. Just these, or like, how they have lions, mantles of lions in different places with like those teeth and that big, gaping mouth that it could like eat you in one bite. Those come to life. Lots of creative creatures there. And his father his father has basically killed a lot of people in the world because he's like this leader of an army, and that's why I'm like, why hasn't this factored in and nobody mentioned the guy that can do all this magical stuff? But I guess he kept to himself mostly after he conquered a bunch, and then he settled down. Actually, he settled down with his wife. And she gave up her powers to be with him. Why she needs to give up her powers, I don't know. He gives up his ring, so that kind of explains why he's been in the background forever. And then some people come to beat his ass, because he wronged a lot of people and ended up killing the mother character because she was there. He was off on journeys or something, conveniently not there. And so the characters I was talking about in beforehand was his sister. His sister character factors in a lot here, and I think they're trying to do something with her, because by the end, there's 2 stingers. One of the final stingers that you have to wait for the complete end of the credits is she's now in control of her father's organization because he's got these ninjas and stuff. And I just thought that it was cool that, these ninjas were preparing to take on the magical city. It's kind of stupid. I wish he would have realized sooner, but then you got no plot that he's being manipulated, because there's this voice that tells him, no, your wife's not dead. She's being held prisoner in the city that she's from. This doesn't make sense. It shouldn't make sense to him, but apparently it does. I thought he was just being evil the whole time, and he would reveal, I don't care, I knew she wasn't there. But no, there was a big evil dragon. Okay, so the recording stopped right there real quick. So I only got like 2 minutes left, but basically it was just a great film. And where would I leave off? Oh, so there was a big battle between these the dragon and this other dragon that sucks souls. Unfortunately, his father was being lied and manipulated to by the soul-sucking dragon to unleash itself on this magical town, which would eventually screw up our current universe. So the dragon sucks his father's soul. At the last minute, his father becomes good again and realizes he's been manipulated, and kind of sort of passes the rings to his son, because he wanted his son to take over his empire, even though he's like he lives forever kind of thing. But so what he does is that he passes the rings, and the soul-sucking dragon actually it kills his father. So he takes over, and he does this badass CGI scene where he destroys the dragon. Sorry, it's hard to gather my thoughts. So he kills the dragon, destroys the dragon using the 10 rings, like ripping it through his belly. And it was a friggin' awesome action scene. And it was funny because his father showed up with that army to destroy the town, and they are fighting each other. But eventually they stop when they realize like these other dragons coming from the cave are way more dangerous. So they actually team up together, the bad guys and the good guys. Even Razorfish becomes kind of a good guy. He's got this ridiculous car, ridiculous name and ridiculous car. He's like a B villain, not even a B villain, a Z villain, the henchman. But anyways, so like I said, it was a fantastic movie, and I think that the sister character is going to factor in. She's got that underground fight club. That's where Wong was fighting, the Abomination. And I wanted to know more there. Like, is he training the Abomination? Is he rehabilitating the Abomination? Because they have a scene later on where they're nice to each other. But finally, the end of the stinger is that Wong comes back and says, Doctor Strange kind of knows him, and he's like, these rings are built from some kind of material, or something inside them factors into everything. He's like, all right, you got to come with us. And then Bruce Banner's there. He's like, welcome to the circus. So he's now officially a part of the MCU Avengers and stuff. So that should be freaking interesting. Awkwafina, she learned how to fire arrows, and she's just awesome and just a great friend. Whether these two end up a love story or not, I don't care. I mean, whether they're just friends and that's it, it's wonderful, because you can have friends like that. Or if they end up getting together, I would like that too, because they seem to genuinely like each other and love each other. Whether it's romantic or platonic doesn't matter, but they have great rapport, and I want to see way more of that. I want to see way more of the martial arts, because the martial arts was fantastic. And it's just an overall great film. On the longer side, but I love world building. That's one thing, and I forgot to say in the review, wonderful, wonderful world building. And if you're into that kind of stuff and kung fu films and that kind of stuff, you'll love that part of the film, and you'll like the length of it. So that's basically it. A bunch of people are coming out now, so I'll just end the video early, and hopefully you got the idea. Go out and see it. Go out and support this one, because it's theaters only, and I'm not sure how well it'll do with COVID surging and stuff, and I just want them to know that it was good and a great film, and don't give up on that character just because the theater numbers aren't that great right now. So anyway, that's my opinion on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Go out and see it. Great Marvel film, 9 out of 10, up there with the best of them. They keep hitting these great films, and if they keep making great movies, then bring them all on. All right, that's it, and I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye guys.